Okay, first let me address the elephant in the room. If you happen to see food on my chin, that is not food. It is a scar that's not healing right, that I have to see a dermatologist about. Okay, secondly, I have noticed that my views are up but my likes are down. If you're not liking a video, please tell me why in the comments so I can kind of steer course. Okay, this video is going to be about what a post pandemic world is going to look like and what can be done now. Because tragically, as much as I would like to think we are doing what we can do for the pandemic, we are not doing what we can do for the pandemic. 1.9 is being allotted, but or excuse me, 1.9 trillion was allotted last March, but GOP states are spending it in the wrong ways. Some of them are using it for tax cuts, even. And that's just a horrifying thought. But we do have to address what the post pandemic world looks like now, because some of the effects of the pandemic are still playing out in real time now. Because, like, right now, we're at about almost 900,000 dead. The first year of the pandemic was 500,000 even. The second year was a little closer to 375,000. So that shows that the more you vaccinate, it does slow down death. But what has happened is that cases are literally through the roof, and it's happening literally like clockwork in winter. So is COVID-19 going to be a winter disease now? So also, one of the big things that has happened during this COVID-19 pandemic is the toll that it has taken on mental health. We are experiencing a big mental health crisis. That costs money, folks. We need money for mental health service providers. We need money for. To be perfectly honest, I kind of feel like we all need to go to therapy after this COVID-19 pandemic is done. People are meaner. People are nastier. You know, you see the videos on social media over masks and BS. But it's not just that. Suicide, drug dependency, and other mental illnesses are through the roof. So President Biden, since Build Back Better's dead, since voting rights is dead, we all know now that democracy is dead on the other side. Okay, we've accepted that, and we even accept that democracy is dead with 52 senators. Okay. But what we do know now, that COVID-19 and medical is not dead. Use the votes you have. Use Romney, Collins, Murkowski. Murkowski is up for re-election this year. To get a post-pandemic bill passed. Something that could tamper with ease inflation costs. Something that could help with staffing shortages. Something that is designed that hospitals get funding and cannot receive the compensation directly. Because that's another thing with this pandemic. A lot of the hospitals took government funding at the top level and didn't let it go spiral down. They just literally took it and put it in their pockets. But the bottom line is, this pandemic is going to cost money. The after effect is going to cost money. But the after effect is going to cost money in the mental health field. And also, another area it's going to help cost money in is education. Developmental for our children is going to be a big issue post-pandemic. Studies have shown that children who have to rely on Zoom classes are facing developmental disabilities from not being around having the social structure of school. We don't know the effect because each child, each area is different. So hopefully, if we have serious leaders at the top, we can have a plan of action. So we have to have a plan for the suicide. We have to have a plan for mental health. We have to have a plan for education. Could there be room for a possibility of maybe some type of single-payer COVID-19 healthcare deal for COVID-19? Basically what I'm trying to say is Biden could kind of make a stepping stone towards single-payer healthcare by using COVID-19. And I know some of you are probably balking at the fact of the government picking up the tab as the single payer for anything COVID-19 related, especially among the unvaccinated, since they caused their own misery. But have you ever heard the saying, if you pick up the check, you can expect more results? But also, even if certain stubborn senators in the Democratic Party are not willing to spend money, there's other senators that are willing to spend money in the other party. Biden needs to buck his own party and go to the other side to start addressing a post-pandemic world now. He can't go to the voters empty-handed with just an American Rescue Plan, a bipartisan infrastructure bill that's going to take 5 years, and an Asian crimes bill. I mean, that is, and also the House of Representatives. Look at the House of Representatives. 26 retirements on the Democratic side and not even 6 on the House side. If you can see right there that the House is experiencing post-traumatic stress from the Capitol riots, that is an argument of how toxic it's gotten in American politics. Is working with Marjorie Taylor Greene's kind that toxic that, Democrats actually need therapy? The answer is yes. It's sad, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, Steve Bannon, they have caused Democratic lawmakers to need extra security. Do you know how extremely fucked up this is? Yeah. So we really need to address the mental health problems of not just COVID-19 disease, but Trumpism 101 itself. But I would take addressing post-COVID-19 first. I'm Todd. I'll see you next time. If you like these videos, hit the subscribe button. If you like these videos, just hit the like button.